our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hey, Facebook user. Says Facebook user. Sorry. Yeah. I love that song. The girl that sings that song she's my niece, and I just went to her graduation party. And now that she's graduated, yeah, we're gonna go record the full song. She's ecstatic about it. You're gonna be blown away. I can't wait. There's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, she's a great musical talent, and she wrote a full version. You haven't seen me in a while. Oh, you're making me guess. It's nice to see you too. I can find out. Maybe. Nope, not there. I'm gonna find you. Yes, this is what we do. We come around here and fuck around. You watch it from the Daily Trudge. Nope. Yes, all right. Oh, hi, Michelle. It's because Restream always wants you to download something, so it's not on your side, and don't do it. It's just going to clutter your phone up, moron. So don't worry about it. Yeah. So I picked this topic because I've had several conversations today on kind of on the bullshit that happens in recovery. There's I'm not going to go into them, but there's a lot of disgusting things that happen. The body brokering is what gets me, and we're trying to put an end to that. I won't go as to how or why and things like that, but know that there's changes coming up. We've already made some great changes here in Colorado, right? Now, this is what I kind of wanted to get to. Okay, now I consider myself a recovery personality, because I kind of do everything. But the one thing that I always have to remember is that I need to stay in my lane. And that includes my community. Okay. I live in Aurora, Colorado. That is my community. I am to work in that community. Okay. It is the community that supports me. Okay. You don't need people all over it's getting out of control. I mean, giving somebody an award for Speaker of the Year and something like this. No, it doesn't exist. We don't need those kudos. We don't need them. The satisfaction of doing God's work correctly is enough. If you do it that way. If not, then it won't be enough. And guess what you're going to turn into? A whiny little fucking baby. Yeah. What it comes down to is power. It's a power struggle, right? When one side's doing something wrong, they get defensive when you confront them, huh? Yeah. I've found out that most times when a bully pushes you around and you push back, they'll leave you alone. Okay, a lot of people are finding that out now. Yeah. I warned everybody in the state that there were going to be new regulations coming, and they're coming. Not many people know that, and not many people really watch this, so not many people know. Okay, but there are new things coming down the pike. But so I understand that you want a lot of followers, you want a lot of things, because I do podcasting too. But my count is always very low. I mean, it's so low that nobody even put an ad in mine, right? But it reaches the people it needs to reach. And that's what matters, right? So and besides, I do the Daily Trudge for myself. The podcast, I that's service work. Um, I set up a safe space for people to come and tell their story. Huh, Michelle? Michelle, you had a great story. In fact, I think it's about time that I put it back out. Um, so work in your own community. Okay. You can start by going to your local detox or hospital. Now, you might get a couple of people giving you weird eyes and things like that, but it's pretty easy. Hey, the reason that I state your intention first, if you're going to go talk to a professional, the first thing you do is state your intention. Okay. Because then they won't feel like you're trying to put the wool over their eyes because that's what they're looking for. Okay. Be open, be prepared. If somebody's going to ask you a question that's valid, you best be able to answer it. All right. So better think hard and think honestly with yourself before you start doing this. But all you need to do is you need to go up to a detox, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, my name's Dion. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I've done this step, give them a little bit about yourself, and I would like to help here. What do you guys need help with?" And they will give it to you. They will give it to you. You might have to go a couple of times and spend some time with them, build a relationship. You got to be able to trust people, right? Yeah. That's why it's taken me a little while to get the recovery club open because I wasn't just going to open a recovery club, throw a bunch of resources at it and hope it sticks. No, I can't do that. And what this is turning into is I've found I have found government money for training for recovery coaching, and that's it. Yep, I think I want to post that here. But still doing peer work, planting seeds and praying it forward, doing haircuts and treatments. There you go. That's cool stuff, man. I love it. I graduated college with a social. You did? Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, Michelle. Good job. That's not, that's not easy work, but you're you're cut for it. You are. You're gonna be able to plant a lot of seeds now. Man, I'm happy for you. I don't know how I could help, but if you need help, let me know. So there again, it's about sticking in our communities. Where I live, I could because here's the thing is every person is affected by addiction. Everybody. There isn't anybody in this world now that, or at least in the United States, that isn't affected by addiction, whether they're the addict themselves or know somebody close that is. Okay, we can thank the opiate epidemic for that. Okay, and it fucks some things up. It's still messing things up. But those things are fucking hard to get off of, man. I didn't have to go through it, but man, I couldn't. Mine was bad enough. I couldn't imagine that. So anyway, go to treatment centers. When I went to detox yesterday, I said, "Do you have any AA meetings going on?" They're like, tells me no. So I told her, okay, here's a good Zoom group. Can they do Zoom? Yeah, get them set up for Zoom. There's a good nooner. I know because I'm in it, and they're very open about things that are going on, and we love newcomers. Love newcomers. She also said that they needed help with like the basics of AA, the pamphlets. So I'm going to go down on Mondays and I'm going to do a group and I'm going to explain the basics of AA, answer questions. Well, AA just isn't for me. They don't like Jesus and I love Jesus. Well, I got a place for you. We're going to get you to celebrate recovery. Aha. All right. There's a place for you. Because what it comes down to is everybody's recovery is not the same. Okay. All of our recovery looks different because we've taken little snippets from all these different people to be able to fulfill the hole that we have inside. So I become a different person. But if you were to rely on what I do to stay sober, you would probably get drunk. If you had my higher power, you'd probably get drunk. This is personalized to you, and it really is. Yeah, got it. I'll see it. Yeah, I hate sud. I hate that word, but I get it. I'll start using it. Ugh. I got AA and NA started in battered women's shelter last week. See? It's great stuff. I'm glad you were on, Michelle. And passed out NA books. A lot of people in abusive relationships are using to numb the abuse. Talk about talk about trauma. And then we had this also because I want to read it. Hey Dion, I'm headed to the grocery store, so I'll watch the replay. I call it SUD, substance use disorder. Too much stigma attached to addict and addiction. Absolutely. And I get that too. I still I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather be called an alcoholic. And I'm not a recovery coach. I'm not any of those professionals. Um, I just feel like substance use disorder, it doesn't fit me, and I don't mind being called an alcoholic. But not everybody is me, okay? And these are things that we have to remember, okay? So what that says to me is, Dion, just because you don't like being called that doesn't mean that everybody else isn't okay with it, right? So then I can utilize it. And who gives a fuck what I think on it? Doesn't matter. Because if I'm doing my job correctly, I'm meeting the client. Therefore, I have to say SUD. Okay. And I'm not sure who wrote it. um, but whoever it was, thank you. Thank you very much for reminding me that I need to make that switch. So I love constructive criticism. I do. And I don't get it very often because people think that I know everything and all this other stuff. And that's just not true. It's just that I happen to have a lot of experience. I've been doing this for a long time, but I have the same struggles as everybody else. I do. I'm not any different. I'm not above anybody. I'm not below anybody because I see everybody as children of God, right? And there again, it's about meeting them at their place. Okay. If I want to do that, then I have to make changes, not them. Okay. Thank you for making me think of that because I'll remember it now. Yeah, I like you. You know what? If somebody comes up and is just being a dick, or whatever, but if somebody comes to me and says, hey Dion, this was wrong, and maybe you didn't. Then my friend Lori, she will call me up and say, "What the fuck are you doing?" Okay, so I love it, and thank you, Paula, for saying that. That I take it well because I wanted everybody to see how you take constructive criticism. See what I did? Just because somebody gives you criticism, take that shit, man. Eat it up. Fucking eat that shit up. Consume it. It is stuff that you need, right? So part of becoming a productive member of society, number one, is cleaning your act up. Okay. Then you start doing reputable things by going through the steps. You start doing esteemable things. What does esteemable things mean? That means that you do the same thing whether anyone's around or not. I do the same thing. Doesn't matter who's here or who's around me. Okay. Why? Because there's nothing left to hide. Okay. You don't have to hide anymore. You've been hiding all your fucking life. And it's time to come out. It's your own Groundhog's Day. Poke your head out of that hole. Enjoy the sunshine. And enjoy the sunshine. Right? If you're hitting stuff and you really do truly want to get clean and sober, but maybe AA or NA or Smart Recovery or whatever you're choosing isn't working for you, reach out to me. I will find you another place. And on top of it, you will owe me Nothing. Whoop. Okay? I don't charge. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. Hey, so I take it that, okay, in the big book, it says, and I know I'm a big book thumper, but I love it. It says in there to give away freely what was given to you. And all of this information that I go through was freely given to me. So I cannot charge for it. I just can't. Okay. Maybe Medicaid later on or whatever, but I won't charge a client for something that honestly I would have done anyway, right? Because of service work. Okay. Don't go making a business and stuff as a recovery coach unless you're doing service work. Okay. If you ain't doing at least service work over here, then don't, or at least don't come around me. Right? There's an appropriate time and place for that. It varies. It does. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to stir the shit on that. So, oh well, thank you, honey. Nice. Thank you. We're getting a lot of compliments today, so I must be doing something correct, right? What do we do when God gives us good news? I can hear some of you saying it. We double down. So, thank you, God, and on to the next. Okay. It's going to be hard not to stay in that excitement. It's going to be hard not to. You're happy about it. It's alleviating. It's giving you what you need, but it's over. That was it. That was yesterday. Today is a different day. I celebrated that success yesterday. Now, today, I'm going to do something different to be successful at for today. Okay? Doesn't have to be big. Maybe you just learn something new. Yeah. Give yourself time. There'll be some days you'll get a bunch of information, and there'll be some days you get none. Okay? So, all right. All right. I'm done rambling. But yeah, just know that we're working hard to. This is what it's going to. This is utopian, the utopian, which means perfect, right? Which it won't happen. But it'd be nice for somebody to make a phone call. Do, 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 do. Hey, Dion, do you have any treatment centers open? Yeah, what kind of insurance? Medicaid? Yeah, I got a couple of them. You can go over to blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Right? Oh, you need sober living? Okay, let's talk a little bit so I can figure out what kind of sober living is going to work best for you. Because we have 3 or 4 different ones that we work with. Some of them are younger, some are older, but I want to make sure that we're getting a good fit for you. See? That's exactly how it's done. All right, I'm done bragging. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. I do. I truly love you guys. And thanks again for everything that you do, even constructive